Comedy is a funny thing. If I find a joke hilarious, you'll probably think it's a dud. You just can't tell. And when it comes to taste, things get even trickier. All hell can break loose, as the Chaser team discovered recently, which makes you wonder how Matt Lucas and David Walliams get away with it. They're the two chaps from Little Britain who specialise in the bizarre. Nothing's too grotesque, nothing is off limits. They can be shocking, they can make you groan, squirm, and roar with laughter. And they're exactly the same in real life, as I certainly found out when I went to tea with them in London.
Hello, Liam.
Hello, Matt.
Hello there.
Do you see many potential characters here on the street?
Yeah, I'm talking to one right now. You got to be careful with us. You'll end up in the show.
Matt Lucas is one half of the odd couple who created this modern comedy classic and won fans worldwide, including a fiercely loyal Australian following.
Other door!
Oh, yes.
And don't forget to sit down when you piss.
I love Australia, and we can't wait to come back there. And we're going to come back and see you soon. In the meantime, we're going to do a lovely interview.
You old smoothie.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've got all the lines.
Matt and his partner in crime, David Walliams, who made his entrance on the back of a motorbike, have arranged to meet me in, of all places, a reserved London tea room.
Very nice.
Very English. This distinctive duo, famous for bad behaviour and bodily functions on screen, are surprisingly refined in person. Gracious, well-mannered, and extremely polite.
Okay.
I'll have Earl Grey tea, please.
Oh, great, okay.
Fizzy lemonade.
Okay.
A far cry from the cast of characters who populate Little Britain. This is just one single episode. You took the mickey out of race, gender, weight.
Do we take the mickey out of race or racism?
Well, yeah, racism. I'll give you that one.
Well, because there's quite a difference there.
Ageism, religion, sexuality.
Sex, there's never been anything about sexuality in our show. How dare you, Liam?
I think
you?
I'm missing a couple out. The Little Britain characters have struck a chord and spawned a raft of unmistakable catchphrases. There's Vicky Pollard, the unmarried teenage mum with a problem expressing herself.
New but, yeah, but, new but, yeah.
The wannabe transvestite convincing no one. A rude receptionist.
Computer says no.
The overweight socialite who loves to shed her clothes.
Sorry, Mrs. De Beer.
Call me Bubbles, everybody dance.
And Daffod, the Welsh lad who's, well, one of a kind.
Everybody knows I am the only gay in the village.
I mean, if people actually came to us and said, oh, we've been really, really offended by what you did, we'd be really mortified.
Daffod, you could be offended by it. You could be gay and offended, or you could be gay and think it's empowering, or you could be anti-gay and offended by its presence, or you could be anti-gay and think, yeah, great, it's, you know, it's against gay. I mean, you know, there's all sorts of... That's what you feel. But there's all sorts of ways you can read it.
Without there being a level of criticism within them. And that's what people often pick on. Because if you're going to have a comic character, they've got to have some flaws or some traits that make them funny. And, of course, perfectly kind of, I don't know, you know, level-headed, reasonable people are not going to make great comic characters, you know.
Oh, yes. Can you approve the budget overspend by first thing on Monday? Because it's quite big.
Yes, Sebastian. Now, if you don't mind,
A quick Prime Minister, get down!
There's a strong Matt's the gay one. Well, mostly gay.
I am a gay. Oh!
I don't know if everybody's 100% anything. I know I've been attracted to women.
So you're not the only gay in the village?
Maybe not, I don't know. Yeah, why? Because you go the other way, do you?
Yeah, well, you know.
No, but have you never thought about it with a man?
Well, not off the top of my head, no. I can't say I have.
You can't?
I'm very offended.
Okay.
He's sitting right opposite us.
I know, and
he doesn't even fancy me.
He's put his best suit on and everything.
No wonder tea with these two can get confusing.
I've had moments.
Matt might be gay, but David, who's had a string of high-profile girlfriends, plays gay very, very well.
I think because of the nature of the show and that the characters play lots of camp characters and we cross-dress and everything, then people naturally assume I must be gay. So I get asked it all the time.
What, because you genuinely look like
you like wearing women's
Yeah, because
clothes.
I do have I'm naturally effeminate and I do have a camp side and everything, and I'm not scared of that at all. But so I do get asked it all the time. I mean, rarely an interview goes by without me being asked about it.
I didn't ask, I just assumed.
Matt and David were born just outside London. They first met at the National Youth Theatre 20 years ago and soon realised they had the same heroes, comic legends like John Cleese and Barry Humphries.
We both did lots of school plays and things like that, and we grew up watching the same TV shows, I guess, which formed a lot of our kind of comic
But all my
ideas.
hair fell out when I was young.
And I liked women.
Tell us about that, though, Matt. When did your hair fall?
When I was 6 years old, my hair fell out.
In the space of 2 months, Matt went completely bald, a condition known as alopecia. Doctors blamed stress after he was hit by a car.
You've done very well, though, haven't you?
For a little bald boy.
No, it wasn't exactly the way I was going to put it.
Well, didn't it, little bald boy?
No, but really, for a young child,
Do you know what?
for a 5 or 6 year old, it could have gone either way.
You can let it define you if you want to, and I'm sure I did, and certainly growing up in in suburbia, and I was known as, that's the kid with no hair, and there was worries about sexuality. Not having hair made me feel unattractive physically, and then always would eat too much. I mean, now thankfully it's completely under control, but I would there was weight things, and my parents were divorced, and my dad was in prison a bit, so it wasn't huge fun.
Look into my eyes, the eyes, look around the eyes, don't look around the eyes, look into my eyes.
But the self-conscious teenager had a genius for mimicry. And coupled with David's brilliant sense of comic observation, a unique comedy duo was born, started on radio, before the BBC gave it the green light for television 9 years ago. But some of the characters had their genesis much earlier.
Do you stand by your plea of not guilty?
No, because what happened was, right, was this thing happened, what you don't even know nothing about. Shut up, I wasn't even supposed to be anywhere even near there.
There was a documentary that Matt made when he was at university. We went around asking people in the street, how are you? And you interviewed a boy who was about 11 or something.
Yeah, and he went, I said, how are you? And he went, sort of like, not good or something or nothing or thing. And I went, how do you feel about me asking you that question? I sort of like, don't mind or something or nothing, I don't know or something. So we were just watching it and we thought it was funny that he was so inarticulate. So we created this character that was inarticulate.
But what are they doing on our patch or something or nothing or sort of like thing? Because they are well going to get beaten.
Call it Vicky.
That was the birth of Vicky Pollard.
Old teens kind of perception that they were kind of roaming the streets of Britain, committing crimes and having babies out of wedlock at a young age and things.
She's had 6 kids by 7 different men. And her recent child came out of the womb smoking. Yeah, it's true.
As you do.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. DeVere, I need to speak to you about this unpaid bill. Mr. DeVere.
It may look like they've turned bad taste into an art form, but they maintain theirs is sick humour with a serious edge.
No, I do find that if you can break down some of these barriers, you really would be amazed at some of the results we had.
We love satirising, I really like the character that Matt plays, Marjorie, the character that she doesn't probably even think she's racist, but she is. We're pointing out her racism, and we're laughing at how stupid her racism is.
We shall have our first Fat Fighter's wedding.
Oh, in English, please, if you are going to say anything, my love.
There's much of Little Britain we haven't been able to show you in a family time slot tonight. It's simply too gross or outrageous, which begs the question, how much further these guys can push Little Britain's boundaries.
But are you at the extreme end with that now, Matt? I mean, how much shocking could it get? How much more shocking?
How much more shocking could it get, Matt?
Yeah. Well, I'm asking myself that question very accusingly.
It's, as much as people would still be laughing, I think. I mean, we did a sketch about a mother who still breastfed her son, who was like in his 20s.
Bitty.
All right, then.
We filmed it, we thought it was funny, and we showed it to an audience, and they thought it was funny too. If they hadn't laughed, we probably wouldn't have included it. We'd have scratched our heads and thought, we've gone too far, we made a mistake.
Oh, Andy, where are you?
Right here.
Oh, there you are.
They just may be one of the great comedy combinations of modern times.
Not just yet.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Australia.
After our chat, David and Matt went their separate ways. But these guys are intensely loyal, and they plan to keep it that way.
Would you ever contemplate a day when you'd be more successful individually?
I personally, as a comedian, no, I don't believe I would be more successful on my own, or even with anyone else.
We're a strong partnership when it comes to comedy, and we want to carry on exploring, that relationship creatively. Well, I think, how far can we take this, and can we, create a body of work? I'm very proud when I look at the spines of the DVDs and think, we did that. We actually made something, and what else can we do?
I love you.
Hello, I'm Amelia Adams. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for our brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minute segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.